Today was obviously the first day back at training. How did you and the boys feel?
Well, I got back Thursday. The rest of the blokes were back Saturday, so I think they were a bit sluggish still. I felt okay, but we haven't trained outdoors for a few weeks, and our skills were pretty ordinary today. But it was a bit blowy out at Craigieburn, so we've had the luxury of being indoor over at the big universities in Utah. So a bit sluggish today. We ran well. The running session we did at the end was really good, but the skills session was probably a bit below average today.
Been back in the country for a few days now. How have you adjusted to the Melbourne heat and everything after Utah?
Yeah, it was a baptism of fire on the weekend with the warm temperature coming from nearly zero over in Utah. But it's nice to be home as always. The 3 weeks, once you've at the end of it, you say it flies, but it's a bit slow in the beginning. And it was my first week back at training. Was the first few days over there. So I found it a little bit tough early just to get back into the groove of things. But in the second and third weeks, I found the fitness had picked up again, and I was pretty comfortable. So I think the next 2 weeks is where we excel again. We don't take it easy at all. It's about capitalising on what we did over in Utah. So while we're in the sort of training, this hard training phase, I'll flog us for the next 2 weeks leading into Christmas. So make a bit of space for some Chrissy pudding.
And we know that the camp was a little bit different this year to previous years. How did you find the comparison in terms of the lateness and the colder temperatures, and what were the sessions like?
Yeah, a lot colder, a lot more snow around. When we landed the first day, there was snow everywhere, and we were sort of worried that we weren't going to be able to do many running sessions outside. But for about 2 weeks, it didn't really snow, so we got to do some good running sessions. There was a bit more emphasis on skills this year, so we probably didn't do as many kilometres running-wise, but the sessions we did were just as hard. It's never an easy session. It's never an easy camp. But this year was a bit more skill-based focus.
And obviously for the rest of you, most of the guys have been on maybe 1, 2 or even 3 Utah trips now. You're starting to notice the benefits and the difference in the guys who have been a few times now?
Yeah, definitely. The fitness and the guys are able to run harder for longer, which is the basis of why we do it. So it's a long trip for the footy club, but it's paying dividends in how we're training at the moment. So we've got to make sure that relates to winning games throughout the season and making finals again.